Um, I'm not sure how long freedom of speech is going to last. So there are a couple things I want to say and get it out on the YouTube before I lose the rights to say these things, or if I get arrested for it, for speaking my mind. The people that are so into the Second Amendment don't seem to care about the first one at all. Um, but anyway, I just thought I have some. I just wanted to clear a few things up. This is a tweet. Well, it's not called a tweet. An untruth social thing that Trump put out. And he says, I can't believe ABC fake news gave Jimmy Kimmel his job back. The White House was told by ABC that his show was canceled. Something happened between then and now because his audience is gone and all his talent was never there. Why would they want someone back who does so poorly, who's not funny, and who puts the network in jeopardy by playing 99% positive Democrat garbage? He is yet another arm of the DNC, and, to the best of my knowledge, that would be a major illegal campaign contribution. I think we're going to test ABC out on this. Let's see how we do. Last time I went after them, they gave me the $16 million. This one sounds even more lucrative. A true bunch of losers. Let Jimmy Kimmel rot in his bad ratings. I took the same thing and I kind of just changed a couple words on it. Tell me how this sounds. It's the same exact thing. Like I said, just some words changed. I can't believe MAGA America gave Donald Trump his job back. The people were told by popular vote that his presidency was canceled. Something happened between then and now because his audience is gone and his talent was never there. Why would they want someone back who does so poorly, who's not funny, and who puts the nation in jeopardy by playing 99% negative MAGA garbage? He is yet another arm of the billionaires, and that would be a major illegal campaign contribution. I think we're going to test America out on this. Let's see how we do. Last time I went after them, they gave me a $250 million jet. This one sounds even more lucrative. A true bunch of losers. Let Donald Dump rot in his bad ratings. I seriously, if it, there's never been a president, who says the ridiculous stuff that this guy does, and I didn't even get into how many things were all caps, and how many exclamation points and all that. But just imagine if Obama had done any of the things that Trump does on a regular basis. I mean, just anytime Trump does something, just think to yourself, what if Obama did that? Or wait, Barack Hussein Obama. What if Obama started calling Donald Portajohn Trump, or Trumpstein, or something like that? Just go. I think if Gavin Newsom knew you could think of the Portajohn one, he maybe would start doing that. So go ahead and feel free to use it. But imagine if Obama did the other things that Trump does. Like imagine if he sent KKK, I mean ICE agents, masked ICE agents into Alabama or Tennessee or Florida. I mean, there's way more chance of picking up immigration issues in Florida and Texas than there are in Oregon, or Massachusetts, or the other places that they're going after. And they're going after something, imagine if Obama had gone after MAGA the same way that Trump is going after Antifa, which does not even really exist. I mean, MAGA exists. I mean, they're all buying the hats. You don't see Antifa hats on anybody. But, think about the other things that, imagine if Obama, Hussein, Barack Hussein Obama had done. Imagine if he said that he could grab a woman's privates, or if he slept with a porn star while his wife was pregnant. Imagine what the right would be saying about that. Or that he walked into a dressing room where teenagers are changing and some are partly nude, if not, or the Epstein pictures, where Trump's hand is literally on a teenager's leg, while he's next to Epstein in one of the pictures. Uh, Imagine if you had a picture of Obama doing that. Just imagine what the right would be doing. Or, imagine if Obama would have deliberately killed the mail the way Trump did. I mean, Trump put Postmaster DeJoy, or as Trump would call, or Gavin Newsom would call him the joyless. He put him in charge of the post office for the sheer purpose of destroying the post office to privatize it, to make it something so that you could have millionaires and billionaires make money off the mail. I mean, you took something that used to be you sent a mail, you spent 30 cents or 50 cents for something, and you mailed it to, from California to Florida, they'd have it in 2 days. Now the mail, 2 weeks, or it gets lost, or it doesn't happen, or anything, and it was all on purpose to destroy the United States mail. Why aren't people talking about that? Why does MAGA ignore that? I mean, don't they use the mail? Or how about when he tried to take away our health care? I mean, he came within one vote of taking away our health care, and he claimed he had a replacement that was better than it. But then when he ran 5 years later for it, he admitted, oh, he only had concept of an idea. But yet he was literally one vote away from removing health care from millions of people, where his people, his MAGA people, benefit from health care. And okay, here's the other thing about Obamacare. They took a poll of people down, that would be Trump supporters, and they said, what's your opinion of Obamacare? And they were all like 100% against it. And they asked the same people, what's your opinion of the Affordable Health Care Act? And they were totally for it. They didn't know it was the same thing. They just simply responded to Obama and the attacks that Trump has against Obama. But so they tried to take away health care, and they're trying to take away Social Security now. They're trying to say, the only way you can save Social Security is to raise the retirement age, or to cut benefits, or to privatize it. Those are the ways that they're saying that you should do it, and that's not going to help anybody. It's not going to help anyone. I like to ask this question of people. I say, imagine you have a guy that makes $175,000 a year, and you have a millionaire, and you have a billionaire. Which one of the three pays more in Social Security taxes? Think about it. The answer, and I get a lot of funny answers. And they're just speculating because they don't know the answer to the question. They all pay the same, because there's a cap on Social Security of $176,100 this year. It goes up on occasion. And that cap is, you only pay Social Security tax on that first $176,000 of your income. After you hit that income, you pay nothing on Social Security taxes. Nothing at all. So if you make less than $176,000, which most of America does, then you're paying Social Security tax on all of your income. And meanwhile, the millionaires and the billionaires are paying it like a nothing. Elon Trump, Elon Trump. Elon Musk. Based on $30 billion of income, he pays Social Security tax for maybe about 2 seconds of the entire year. And the rest of the time, he doesn't pay any Social Security tax. Most other millionaires and billionaires, they get out of paying Social Security tax because they don't give their income to themselves in a salary. They give it to themselves in interest income, capital gains, and things like that. They don't declare a salary because they don't want to have to pay the taxes on things. So here's how you fix Social Security. Get rid of the tax. Get rid of the tax. Don't get rid of the tax. We need the tax. Get rid of the cap on the tax, and also make it so that other income is not exempt from it. So you could save. So just imagine how much money would have gone into Social Security, based on that $30 billion that Musk made in just 1 year. And he's paying no Social Security tax on it after the $176,000. That's it. It's imagine the other stuff that Portajohn. I think I'm liking Portajohn. Donald Portajohn Trump. I'm liking that a lot. But imagine the other things that if Obama would have dared to do these things, how outrageous the response would have been from the right. What if Obama had married a foreigner? Somebody that came from another country, and you look at what's going on right now. If you're born in another country, they're coming after you. But our president is married to somebody who was born in a different country. And they make very light of that. They don't make a big deal of that at all. And And that whole thing, born in Africa thing, where they're trying to say that Obama was born in Africa. Where were these people in their outrage when Cruz was running for president, who was born in Canada? He wasn't born in the United States. Yet, total silence, and they allowed him to do it. Meanwhile, Obama comes up, here's my birth certificate. How do we know that's real? I don't know. Uh, another way to look at how billionaires and millionaires are being protected and how they're taking over our government is look how many of them are on his cabinet. How many millionaires that are on Trump's cabinet? He's got rich people running our country, and you know what they want? It's more money. It's not that they need the money. It's just that it's a sickness they have. They have to have more. They don't. They're not. They can't be content with what they have. They have to have more. It's totally a sickness. It really is. Or imagine if Obama would have sent people with masks, into all of the states that don't support him politically. How Trump is going after Oregon and how he's going after California, claiming. No, I don't know. It just, and don't get me started on. We'll get started on the other one here. Trump is clearly a narcissist, but just as bad, he's a projectionist. So everything he says, just imagine turning those words around on him. You could do it almost on everything. Let's start with rigged elections. He's on freaking tape. He tried rigging an election. He called a state and told them to fine him the votes. He demanded Texas give him more seats, so that he can try to keep Congress this year. Next year, during the election. It's just amazing to me that they don't see the hypocrisy of supporting Trump when he does things that if it was done to them, they would be freaking out. They would be freaking out all over the place. So it's pretty amazing, what's going on in the world right now. And I've read a lot of dystopian novels in my life, and The Grapes of Wrath and things like that. And to see our world turning into that in less than a year. Trump's he hadn't been even a president for a year yet. And look at all the damage that he's done to our democracy already. And, don't get me started on the whole Kimmel thing. But it's amazing, and then he's got, he's having teachers fired. He's had, if they disagree with him, he's having attorneys, he's fired. They're not allowed into the federal building anymore to do their jobs if they disagree with him politically, and then they have to give him free money. It's amazing. This world is terrifying me right now, and I'm really, really afraid what's going to happen next. We really need to somehow survive to the midterm elections, and in the midterm elections, the Congress has to flip. I don't think the Democrats are that great at doing things either. I don't hear them making the argument that I'm making about the Social Security cap on that, which is one that I think they really should start making that argument. Let's win that argument. Let's make that argument and make that something that we can defeat them, that we can have them defeated in the polls on. So Democrats need to get off their butt, and I love what Gavin Newsom is doing right now. I love the way he is mocking Trump for how he speaks and, the ridiculous positions that he takes and, the projecting that he does, for all the things. So it's amazing. I'm glad somebody is finally doing it. I hope more people do it. So anyway, I just wanted to get this off my chest right now, and while I can, because who knows, in a year I might not be able to do it, and in a couple of years we might never have presidential elections again, because this guy wants to be a dictator. So anyway, thank you very much for watching and listening. I don't know what else to say about it. I could probably go on, but I think you're getting the gist. Our country is in turmoil, and it's in danger, and we need to protect it. So, we're America. You want to make America great, protect democracy. Okay. All right, take care. My website, www.normcowie.com, Cowie. Thanks for watching and listening, and take care, okay?